What's up, everybody? I'm Riley Cantrell.
And I'm Luke Casey.
And we are Chasin 41. Welcome back for episode 4 now. We're now double what we did last time we tried to do the podcast.
I know, it's great. I'm glad that we're already double. When we're like 100 episodes in, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be super cool.
I don't know what the percentage on that is, but it's going to be a lot.
We are together for our first outdoor podcast, and then first podcast together.
Yep, since St. Louis. We all did them all outdoor together in St. Louis, but this is a little different.
Yeah.
I'm so used to talking to the phone.
Yeah, like on video.
Yeah,
it's way different.
It is a little different trying to talk to you and look at the phone at the same time.
Yeah,
definitely a little weird. People are going to see the side of my face a lot today, so
that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. That, and we got our 4th of July goose here.
Yeah, Uncle Goosey.
Yeah. I don't know if this specific goose is a part of the 41 or not, considering it's like 7 different colors. But it might have some shotgun shells in it by the time duck season rolls around.
Yeah, if you can hit them. That's
probably not.
It's not me. For sure, it's not me.
Probably not. So today might be a little bit short of an episode. Depends on how far we get into the rant of all this.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip the conversations on MDC, DNR.
Yeah, everything we've talked about previously, I'd say we've been harping on MDC quite a lot, and I don't want to put the image out there of like we don't appreciate what they do or we don't think they do good work, because they do a lot of good work, but I think there's always improvements to be made, so that's what we try to focus on.
I think we said last time it was more of the politics of MDC we're not a fan of, not the people at MDC.
Yes, for sure.
The people of MDC are great.
The
politics on MDC are not at all, nowhere close to being great.
A lot of changes need to be made there.
100%.
And then, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, last week we also touched on the Oregon IP28, which is now, they got enough votes, so now the votes are being verified to see if they were real, I guess, or not, or if they're consistent.
A lot of mail-in ballots.
Yeah, for sure. So over the next couple months, we'll keep you guys updated on that, just to know if it's going to be on the ballot in November to get voted on by the people of Oregon. But just to touch on it, the IP28 is basically going to remove all hunting, fishing, trapping, farming of animals, breeding of animals,
pest control.
So mice, if you have mice come into your home, you can't do anything about it.
Just kind of a crazy bill all around.
Yeah, it is a super crazy bill. You're not going to be able to do anything with animals. Hunting, you can't, obviously hunt for meat anymore.
Fish, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. We've been thinking about it and talking about it over the last week, and I think we're still both trying to wrap our head around how that's even possible to get on.
All together, it feels like they're stacking some stuff in there that people would agree with to get a certain other thing passed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot in politics, which is dumb, because I feel like you don't want to pass it because of one thing, but you want to pass it because of something else is in there, and it makes it hard on voters.
Yeah, exactly. It's either you pass so you get what you've really been looking for, but you have all these other things that are kind of the complete opposite of what you were thinking, or you just don't pass a bill at all and nobody wins. So speaking of bills, I think we were going to talk a little bit about the Amendment 5 in Missouri this week, which is a massive bill that has
a lot
good
of things.
Yep, a lot of things, good things and bad things.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to, just because we kind of looked into it. We don't know enough about it to just kind of tell you guys things that we're not 100% sure on. I know it's got some stuff to do with MDR, or not MDR, MDC and DNR, but it's also got some stuff to do with Missouri's income tax. So just some stuff we're not 100% on, and we don't want to be blind to nobody about what it is or what it isn't.
Yeah, we're going to have to read the entire bill, front to back, but
12,000 pages or something like that.
Yeah, something insane.
So they can hide stuff in the middle.
Yeah, a bill should never be that large.
No.
I mean, first of all, who wants to read 1,200 pages of anything?
I'm more of if you're going to pass something, it should be, you have to pass it on its own. You can't put something for MDR in with something that has to do with our income tax.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same in people's eyes.
No,
but
not the same.
That's a whole different story. We'll get into that maybe next week when we learn a little more about it.
Yeah.
But we just kind of started talking about it, I think, yesterday, just because I've seen it. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook these days about MDC and DNR.
Yeah, all the MDC groups. We always see Facebook posts in there, and we're always reading them and sending them to each other. So feel free to tag Chasin 41 in any whether it's MDC or maybe your own state's conservation page, feel free to send that to us. We'd love to know what's going around in the U.S., just in every state.
Just like the Oregon thing, I still think that's crazy, and I gotta stop saying I think things crazy because I listened to our last video and I said I think that's crazy like 40 times, and I was like I gotta stop that. I repeat things, and I'm not a fan.
I say a lot. So.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think today we're gonna talk about our first ever hunting experience. Yep. Mine was a lot longer ago than yours was.
It was. Yeah.
Our worst hunting experience. I already talked a little bit about my worst hunting experience a few videos ago, but I'll talk about it again.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're definitely gonna talk about it again.
I'll relive it, I guess, for the 10,000th time.
Yeah. So, do you want me to go first, or you go first? Or?
You go first. Yours was a lot sooner than mine, so you go ahead.
It was a lot sooner. So it was actually. Let's see, when was this? I was definitely in college, probably.
Yeah, it was
probably during COVID.
It was either during COVID or right as the COVID stuff was lifting and we could go back to conservation areas.
Yeah. Yeah, so the first time I hunted was with an old friend and Ashton, your brother. Over at 10 Mile.
Yeah.
And we obviously didn't kill a thing, which is per usual, so it hasn't really changed at all. But we were all inexperienced. That was obviously my first time. I think Ashton had been doing it for a couple of years, probably, but
I think probably by that point, Ashton probably been doing it for 2 or 3 years with Gavin mostly. But
But yeah, nothing really crazy. We drew pill like 10 or something at 10 Mile.
That's a lot considering 10 Mile has only got like 15 spots.
Yeah. So it was cool to get in, which I didn't realize it was cool to get in. Yeah. And that was actually when you could draw your own pill. So it was before COVID.
Oh, that was before COVID.
Yeah. So it was always like nowadays we say like somebody go up because they have good luck or whatever. But that was a lot more true when you could pull it yourself. Yeah. Because there were some people I knew that would pull pill 1 through 10 every time.
Yes.
Every time.
I've got a buddy, just real quick, I've got a buddy, Wyatt.
Yeah.
And he has never, at least not when I've been with him, pulled anything higher than 10. And we haven't been hunting together in a few years, and I'm going to have to call him this year.
Yeah, he's going to have to come back every weekend. Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, there was nothing really special about it. Didn't shoot any ducks, didn't shoot at any ducks. There wasn't really anything special about it. We didn't shoot any ducks. I think they shot at a couple ducks. And I actually think Ashton peppered me that day.
I don't doubt that at all.
I
could believe that 100%.
Yeah, I think he did. So that was fun, I guess. But, what about your first hunting experience?
So my first hunting experience was 2012, I think. So it's been a long time ago now. It actually started out as I signed up for this camp through MDC. It was actually in Duck Creek.
Okay.
I actually got my hunting license. I went to Cape, took my test, because you used to do that in person.
Now, sorry to cut you off. When you took your test, I know they were doing like this. When I did it, they were doing a trial where it was 2 days. But before that, it was like a 4-day, 4 hours each day event, basically.
So I think mine was a weekend. I think it was Friday and Saturday. Or it might have been Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But I know it was for sure a Friday and a Saturday. And I think it was 4 hours both days.
Okay.
And then you took a test at the end of your class. So that was pretty cool. And then while you were there, you could sign up for like I don't know what I call it, like a duck camp is what I call it, I guess. So you went to Duck Creek. They had tables set up. They kind of figured out what your dominant eye was. You brought your shotgun and stuff. We went out shot some skeet. We come back. We cooked duck for lunch. So they taught you how to cook duck. It's actually where I learned how to cook duck. So
really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was great. They had it like bacon wrapped and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Well, while I was in that camp, you got to put in for a duck hunt, and they would at the end of the camp they drew. I don't know how many people it was exactly, but they drew a certain amount of people from the camp to go to their first duck hunt. You went to Duck Creek; they had your spot picked out for you. You didn't.
Okay.
You didn't like draw or nothing, or I mean, he might have went in there and draw, but we didn't. We showed up when it was time to go out there to duck hunt. I don't remember that conservation agent's name. I wish I did. He was great. Taught me a lot about duck hunting that day. We went to spot 19 at Duck Creek. Then it had a blind, and it was kind of like a flooded field. It was super nice. We put decoys out. He taught me how all that works. Was teaching me how to use a call. We shot aluminum mallards that day.
Oh no!
It was awesome. It was pretty cool. It was the best thing. It's what got me into duck hunting.
Yeah.
Once I'd done that, I was hooked.
Yeah,
there was no going back for me.
Do they still do that?
I don't know if they. To be honest, I have no idea.
I've never heard of them.
I've never seen it, but they probably stopped around the time that they stopped doing the in person.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hunt test or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, because now it's like all online.
Yeah, now everything's online.
I don't like that.
So I mean, they may, and if they do, I think it's awesome. I think kids should go to it. I learned a lot
for sure.
Day. Yeah. I started shooting a 12 gauge when I was 12 years old. Every MDC officer at that place tried to get me to shoot a 20 gauge. Every one of them. And this was after I'd had that 20 gauge I talked about last episode. And I was like, no.
Absolutely not.
I was like, absolutely not. I'll stick with this one. So every one of them gave me crap, but I killed it. I thought, I was 12, but I thought I killed it that day. We went duck hunting. I think it was a couple months later. I don't think it was like we went duck hunting the next morning or nothing. I think it was a couple months later. But we killed aluminum mallards. I've been hooked on duck hunting ever since that happened.
Yeah.
And now I can hear myself saying a lot since you mentioned it a second ago.
I know. Even though I think about it constantly, I'm still going to say more than anything else.
But it was great. My first duck hunting experience, I will never, ever forget that. I've got a whole photo album of all the pictures they took and all.
Oh, really?
Stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can post a few of those pictures. I look terrible as a 12-year-old. Puberty. I don't look great now, but puberty did me wonders from 12 to now. So that was, if I wouldn't have had that experience, I might not have been as hooked on duck hunting as I was. But it was great. I hope MDC still does things like that.
That'd be cool. Honestly, even if MDC doesn't do that, I feel like we could do that.
Oh, we could. You could for sure start something like that. It'd be harder on the whole getting their first duck hunting experience in. You know what I mean?
Because that part would be hard, but I think like the community aspect of like trying to teach the younger generations of how it works and safety and
hunting in general,
hunting in general.
Because it was a lot of that. It was a lot. We spent like half the day in the draw room of Duck Creek.
Yeah,
and it was PowerPoints and stuff about hunter safety and stuff of that nature. So it was pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool. I wish I would have done something like that. I've never done that.
I wish it was a little closer in time where I had better memory, so I remember it a little better. But it was the best experience. I know I've said this a couple times, but it was the best experience I had in my life.
Yeah.
It changed a lot of things for me. It made sure I was broke for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because ever since I started duck hunting, I've had zero money.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm like, hey, here's a couple $100, I'm like, there's some decoys for sale on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There was a couple things happening right here. We're gonna have to cut a couple things out of that. So I don't remember where I was at when all that started happening. But like we were saying, I don't know how far we were into this, but if MDC doesn't do that anymore, I wish they would start that back up.
Yeah.
And if not, that would be awesome if we got something together kind of like that. I think that's where we were at.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I said, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think like even if they don't do it now, like that obviously, like you remember that. And that was like a big turning point in your hunting career, right? And so
it was probably, I'd done some deer hunting before then, but I wasn't a huge hunter up until then because I didn't really have a lot of family that did that.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of turned me into the duck hunter I am today.
Yeah. Yeah, I started out deer hunting just with my dad and grandpa, and then I went with an old friend. Didn't really go afterwards until we decided to go, and I was like, all right, this is something I can spend my money on.
Yeah. I think we killed a few ducks that day, though.
We did kill a few ducks.
It's a lot harder to get into it when you don't see or kill nothing because you're just sitting there in the cold. I have Marvin actually, didn't get into it till 2 years ago. He went once with Gavin.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't kill nothing, and he didn't do it again.
Mm.
And then I was like, hey, you want to go duck hunting one day? He goes, I went before, and we didn't kill anything, so it wasn't, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
I said, just go with me. I said, there's a lot of ducks in the area. Just go with me. We'll see what happens.
Mhm.
He said, okay, you got a pair of waders. He didn't have no waders or nothing. I was like, yeah. And he went, and he has been spending money on it since. You're going to be broke forever, but it's great because you can't buy drugs or nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're never going to be a drug addict because you can't afford it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't afford to duck hunt, and
Yeah.
so
You might be homeless, but at least you'll be able to duck hunt.
that's right. I have decoys. Might be homeless, but I'll have decoys.
That's funny. Okay, so that was your first duck hunting experience. So your worst duck hunting experience? I think you mentioned it was Maryland.
I would say it was Maryland on the duck hunt, like this most recent trip, just because so much went wrong.
Yeah. Out of your control, though. Like, there was absolutely nothing you could have controlled about any of that.
And it was just because so much was going wrong at one time that we weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
Like I said before, it was a huge learning experience. I'm glad it happened the way it did, because if things like that don't happen to you, you'll never learn.
Yeah, you never be prepared next time.
Yeah, you'll never know how to do it the right way, or be more prepared, because you'll do something the first time it's easy, and you'll think it's going to be easy the next time, and you're like,
and now you know who to call next time when we're stuck in the middle of the ocean.
Deal Island Volunteer Fire Department.
Yeah.
But that was definitely my worst experience on the kind of the duck hunting portion of it. But one of my better experiences in the camaraderie of duck hunting, just because even though there was so much going on badly, it was still like, well, we're all here together, and we're still having a great time. We killed a few ducks. Like I said, that guy got his first duck ever. This is the first time he'd been duck hunting. Kind of a crappy first experience, and I hope he comes to Missouri this year to duck hunt here.
Yeah.
And kind of get the Missouri experience. But that was definitely my worst duck hunt experience, I think. I've not killed ducks hundreds of times.
Yeah.
So the not killing ducks portion isn't the bad part. It's the everything else that went wrong on that trip, which, you can't do nothing about.
No.
So
it's just one of those things, like, you just got to take it on the chin and prepare better next time.
Yeah, like next time we do it, I will probably call Bay Raiders. And I said outdoors last time. It's not Bay Raiders Outdoors. It's Bay Raiders Outfitters. So I apologize to him. And I've been meaning to post that on our Instagram that wasn't right. Just because, so many people are named things. You might pick the wrong person. But
yeah,
I want to go with him again, but I want to do it again on our own, probably just a little better prepared.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens next time around, but I think we're planning some different trips before we go back to Maryland.
Yeah, I think so too. Just to kind of hit a couple different of the flyways, just to get some different ducks. But honestly, anytime you want to go back to Maryland, let me know. Because I would have loved to have gone on that trip, and I really wanted to go on that trip. I just couldn't because of life circumstances. But
you can't avoid those. That's one of those things you're just never going to avoid.
Yeah, your worst duck hunting experience was my worst life experience.
Hey, at least we were going through it at the same time.
Yeah. That's funny. I haven't really had many bad experiences. Like, obviously, we haven't killed ducks at times.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah.
But that's not a bad experience because I enjoy every time we go out and get on the boat or walking in the marsh, even though it sucks pulling the jet sled. It's just, I don't know. It's good to be out there with the boys, just chilling, getting to see the sunrise, getting to hear shots, even though you're not the one.
Yeah, other people are having a great time around us.
And you know what? I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I'm not, but okay.
But I would say probably the worst experience I've had was, so me and you were, we waded into a channel off the Mississippi near St. Louis.
I was hoping you would tell this story. This is the story I was hoping we were getting out of this.
I was debating whether to say this or not because it's embarrassing, but we waded to a channel off the Mississippi in a place that we duck hunt near St. Louis, and typically there's a trail you can walk kind of back around and go to some different channels or pools or areas, whatever have you, or you can walk basically straight off the levee and just go left or right. Go down there somewhere. So we decided to do that this time. That was our first time and last time doing that.
Yeah, we haven't done that since. We're going to this year, but he might not.
Yeah. Well, I always get sent out first because I'm the tallest.
You're tallest.
I don't like that, dog. I don't like that at all.
You're the tallest.
Anyways,
take a stick with you next time.
That's not a bad idea. Actually. So we were wading in. It was all fine and dandy. We didn't shoot anything, I don't think. And while
we shot at some stuff.
We did shoot at some stuff.
We missed the broadside of a barn, but go ahead.
The problem was we were in a small channel. You couldn't really see left or right very far.
It was if they were right on top of you.
Yeah,
when you were seeing
and they were going. They were scooting by you. So while we were hunting, I dropped something in the water. I can't remember what it was, but I lost that forever. So I was a little bummed out. And then we're walking back, and I don't know what happened. I might have lost my footing, or I stepped on a limb or something. Fell straight into the Mississippi. Waders are full of water. I mean, like, I take my waders off, and from my chest down, I am, like, drenched.
I'm posting the picture on Instagram.
You have a picture?
Yes, I have a picture.
I didn't know you had a picture.
I have a picture of you standing there, soaking wet in your waders.
We'll copy it onto the video so people
can see. A little
see.
picture, yeah.
But yeah, I was covered. I was wearing, it was cold, so I was wearing sweatpants under my waders. So didn't bring change of clothes. So I think I had like an extra hoodie or something. I just sat on the seat. But that was definitely my worst hunting experience.
And I was hoping that was the story we were getting out of this.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think that was pretty much it. I mean, we sat there for quite a while and didn't kill anything, but it was, I don't know, it was a beautiful morning. It was great. Other than not killing ducks, everything was perfect.
The thing is, we were so close to the truck. I mean, we were right by the.
So it was like a path. You went through like a 50-foot path of trees, and then you hit water. And then we walked from one side to the other side of the bank.
Yeah.
And we were on that little path of trees. Right as you're about to step out of the water, I hear. I turn around and Riley is fully submerged in the water.
Fully submerged, like shoulders, everything.
I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
It's one of those things like when it happens, and you like stand up, like make sure you're good, and then you're like, where do we go from here? Like, now I got to walk to the truck. Waders heavy. Waders are super heavy. And then you get to the truck and you turn your waders upside down, and now you have a new river in the parking lot.
I mean, you unbutton them, and it just said, and I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
That was horrible.
I wasn't laughing as hard when we got to the truck, but as soon as you unclipped the waders, it was hilarious. I'll never forget that. That was why I was hoping we got this story out of this.
Yeah, it was something for sure. Haven't fell since, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen again this year. But also, the Mississippi stinks.
It's always been like that.
I know, but I smelled horrible after. It was just.
You did smell horrible.
It was just a bad.
Rode in my truck and everything.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. But yeah, that was not fun at all. But that was definitely my worst experience so far.
Real quick, I'm going to give Emily's first hunting experience and her worst. It's all the same.
I hope you're. I got something to say if you're not telling. What I think you're going to say.
It's about Duck Creek.
Nope.
Okay.
I got another story then.
So, my wife Emily, when we first got together, I was duck hunting regularly. Well, after about a month of me, us being, but we'd been together longer a month into duck season.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to go. She's like, I want to know why you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do this. Well, her uncle duck hunts, but he does it in a very luxurious way. It's out of a blind and heat and stuff like that. Must be nice to be you, John. But nothing against him. He goes to Duck Creek and stuff like that too. But if you can afford it, why not?
Yeah, might as well.
If I could afford it, I would too. So don't catch me lying or nothing. I'd be having a barbecue grill and everything.
Exactly.
Well, that's what she thought it was going to be, was a heated blind and breakfast when we got there, because that's what John does when he goes duck hunting. Now, we went to Pool 7 at Duck Creek, so you got to walk all the way to your spot because it's the wading chute. So we get there, and she's like, how far till we get there? And I was like, I don't know. I think we're just going to walk till we find a spot. And she goes, okay. And I guess she thought we were going to walk till we found a blind.
Yeah.
And we get to walking, and I'm looking up through the trees, trying to find an open hole in the trees. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I was like, I'm looking for a spot for us to duck hunt." And Duck Creek's got all those little knobs on the ground from like the cypress trees or whatever, and she's tripping over every one of them. Her and my brother both.
Know how that feels?
Yeah, her and my brother both are back there walking with each other arm in arm so they don't fall on the ground. And we get to where we're going, and I'm like, I think this is where we're going to hunt. I start throwing out decoys. They're like 50 yards behind me. So I'm getting set up because we've been walking for a minute. Sun's starting to come up. And she gets up next to me. She goes, "Where's the blind?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Where's the blind you hunt at?" I said, "You're going to go sit on that tree over there that's falling on the ground, and that's where you're hunting from." And she goes, "It's not heated?" I said, "No." I said, "It's not heated. No, it's not at all."
You said, "You see those hot hands in your pocket? Only heat you're getting all day."
Yeah. She goes, "Well, this is not what I thought we were doing." I was like, "Yeah, we don't hunt like your Uncle John out here." And she goes, "We should." I was like, "Yeah, we should, but we don't have the money for that."
Yeah.
And she goes, after we get through the day, she's cold by the time. I don't think we killed. I think we killed 1 or 2 ducks. It wasn't a lot. There just wasn't a lot flying that day.
Yeah.
And we get back in the truck, and she goes, "I don't know if I like duck hunting." I said, "It's not for everybody." Come to find out, the next week she goes, "Can we go duck hunting again?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes, we can."
She's hooked.
Yeah, yes, we can. Now she didn't go last year because she was pregnant most of the year, but I think she's hoping Nellie is big enough that she can stay with her mom just a few mornings throughout this year, so she can at least go once or twice.
I love hunting with Emily. She brings a different vibe to the blind.
Yeah, she does TikToks and stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. So what I was gonna say, I think we were at 10 Mile. It was me, you, Emily, and I want to say Hudson. Could be wrong. And she, the marsh seats. You know what I'm about to say?
Yes. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So we all have our marsh seats where, however far apart. And we are all out, like, getting the decoys out and everything. And, or picking them up. I can't remember. But all we hear is boom, and then we all turn around, and Emily's face is like she can't believe what just happened. We're all like, "What happened?" Like, we don't see anything wrong. She's not hurt. Like, we don't know what's going on. And she points down at the ground, and the marsh seat is here, and the pole that goes under the marsh seat is here.
I forgot that happened. That's hilarious. She was not happy about it then.
No.
I was like,
I wouldn't have been either, dog.
I was like, you need a new marsh seat.
I'm
Good thing you had
waders on.
I forgot that happened.
That was so fun.
I was so glad you brought that up.
So funny. I didn't know if that was like a touchy.
No. She'll be fine. Soon after that, she got a new seat. Yeah. But that brings me around to the first time she ever killed a duck. She didn't kill a duck for the first couple times we went duck hunting. We were hunting at 10 Mile, and it was me, Ashton, and her, and somebody else. I can't remember who else it was. But they missed this mallard, and then right behind that came a green-winged teal. And Emily was the only person shot, so 100% her duck.
Mm-hmm.
Killed it or didn't kill it. Heard it and it was out there in the water. We're walking to it, and she's like, "Well, it's not dead." I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to kill it when we get there."
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "What do you mean I'm gonna have to kill it when we get there?" I was like, "You're gonna have to wring its neck when we get up to the duck."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I don't want to do that." I was like, "Well, you shot it. You have to wring its neck. I'm not gonna."
That's the experience.
That's part of it. And she goes, "Well, that makes me feel bad." I was like, "Well, I mean, it makes me feel worse that it's sitting there suffering. So you got to kill it."
Yeah.
So we're probably 10 steps from this duck, and we're sitting here talking about it. And as soon as Emily goes to reach down for the duck, it dies. And just turns over in the water and dies. I was like, that is the luckiest thing that could have happened to you. Like, I hate that you have to kill a duck. You should have. I wish you kill it stone dead every time.
Yeah.
But wringing the neck is part of it if it's still alive.
Or a finisher.
Yeah. Or a finisher. That they didn't have those when Emily started. But as soon as we got to it, turned over and died. I was like,
that's hilarious.
Is the luckiest you could have been.
That is lucky.
In that situation.
Because I hate doing that too, but the alternative is they sit there and suffer, and I hate that.
I hate that even more. To me, that's the worst part about any hunting, is the animal suffers a little bit. But it's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it. That's why you got to try to hit your shots, which
we don't do anyway.
We don't do, and it's so frustrating. But let's see, what else do you want to talk about today?
I really think that's pretty much in on today's agenda, because we kind of hit the first one, the worst one, and a little bit of the bills that are passing in Missouri,
mm-hmm.
and Missouri and Oregon.
Yeah, we will do our research on Amendment 5. I think it is in Missouri, and then I'm going to stay updated on the IP28 in Oregon to keep you guys updated. So if you hear anything, feel free to send it to us. We want to hear what's going around everywhere, just to know. And I think that's how you kind of make our state better, is to know what everybody else is doing wrong.
100%.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to give a which I keep seeing everybody talk about. They want more motion in their decoys on Facebook. I've seen the post 2 or 3 times, and I've tried to post in there every time I've seen it. Quick Coys. We are not sponsored by this guy by no means.
Not at all.
But
could be.
But we're not. I just think if you want motion in your decoys, I think it's the best way to do it.
If you want natural motion, that's going to be
motion.
If you want your decoys to move, Quick Coys is the way to go. And then you also have your butt shakers, right?
Yeah.
Which we use a lot of actually, and they're really easy and simple to use.
Yep.
Which will give you an effect and move the water around, but the Quick Coys is going to make your ducks look real, and it's going to make the motion look real every time.
Yep. The only downside to it, and I don't think there's nothing you can do about this. It's just kind of the way it's made. Is the super shallow water you're hunting in?
Yeah.
When it's only ankle high, not going to work there.
We went to a couple pools last year where it was it'll work a little bit, but if the motor's getting caught in the mud, then it's not going to go anywhere.
Usually about knee height is what you need for that thing to work perfect.
At least, yeah.
At least, it needs it to work perfect. We use it in several depths between, knee to shin height all the way to our hips, and it was perfect every time. But the only reason I say that is because I keep seeing people post on Facebook, how do I get more motion in my decoys this year? And to me, that's how you do it. Like I said on that Facebook post earlier today, we have one. We'll probably have 3 by the end of the Duck Expo.
Yep, probably. I assume he's going to be there. I don't know why he wouldn't be there again.
Yeah, if he's not there, I'll probably, that's what I wait on. I wait on every year to buy my duck hunting stuff until the Duck Expo.
Yeah.
Because, for one, some stuff's cheaper, but you'll see a lot of cool stuff you wouldn't see in everyday life when you go there.
Yeah, sure.
So we usually wait for our duck hunting stuff till we get to the Duck Expo.
Well,
but if he's not there, then we'll...
Much like Quick Coys, we didn't even know Quick Coys
existed at all.
Thing. No. And then we saw him at the Duck Expo, and they're like he's doing demonstrations. He's got videos. He's got videos of it moving while ducks are flying in and landing right by him.
Yep.
And so I think that video was the one that sold me. I was like, okay, so this works. It's been tested a little bit.
The video sold me, but he sold me a lot more. We talked, like I said before, we talked to him for almost 45 minutes. He is a great guy. I wish I could remember. I'm not great with names. If I see your face, I will remember that I talked to you,
sure.
But your name is not going to come to me ever. It's just not. It took me 3 years to remember Riley's name.
You still struggle sometimes.
So every now and then I don't call him the right name. Sometimes it's words I can't say on this one.
Yeah.
But if I remembered his name, I'd tell you. But it's Quick Coys. He is a great product, and I really hope he's at the Duck Expo so we can get a few more this year. If not, I will probably be on his website as we're pulling out of the Duck Expo.
For sure. Yeah. It's a great product. He's a great guy, and he runs a respectable business. It's all merit based. He's true to his word. If you tell him, you kind of think something will work a little bit better with the Quick Coys, he's going to listen and take that into account and maybe make some changes.
And people say that a lot in the duck hunting world, that hey, you give us an email and we'll change some stuff. Not always true. Mm-hmm. The only reason I 100% believe that is because we were standing there talking to him, and a guy was passing by. Wasn't stopping. Random guy. We weren't talking to this guy. I had not talked to this guy at any point in the day beforehand. He stopped and he goes, "Hey, that cage on there." He goes, "That's because we had a conversation about how it was getting stuff caught in it. Mm-hmm. Now he's got that cage on there." He's like, "You buy this product." He said, "I've got 4 of them."
Yeah.
He said, "I had 2 and I bought 2 more today."
Also something with the Quick Coys we were talking about, the depth you kind of want it. If you're hunting deeper water, not wading in water, just taking a boat out, they do make extenders for the lines from the battery to the Quick Coys.
4 foot each. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I remember right, I believe you can get as many extenders as you want, and they work the same. Yep. So really, no matter what depth, unless you're hunting off the ocean.
Yeah, I think you might have a problem then.
Probably, I would assume so.
Yeah.
But yeah, great product, and honestly can't say enough good things about it.
And like I said, I only mention that because I've seen it 3 or 4 times on Facebook recently about how somebody's wanting more motion in their decoys, and that's just that's how I will probably get motion in my decoys from now on.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. All right, I think I'm good. I don't really have anything else to talk about.
Not either.
All right, cool. Well, I am Riley Cantrell,
And I'm Luke Casey.
and we are Chasin 41.
Hell yeah.